All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're out of both Brooklyn and East Bloomfield, New York, along with Washington, D.C., and this is their double dry hopped Citra plus Galaxy, so they're calling this one an Imperial IPA that comes in at 8.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 1 month old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews, for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to their channel. Great guys, great content. Highly recommend going over there and checking them out. And it was Dan who hooked me up with this one. He hooked me up with a bunch of Other Half recently, and I do appreciate it. So I really like Other Half's Hop plus Hop series, and I've had a handful within the series, but I've never had the Citra plus Galaxy, and certainly not the double dry hop version. So they're using Citra and Galaxy hops in this one, and then they're double dry hopping this with Citra Lupulin Powder and more Galaxy. So sounds delicious. If you ask most people who like hazies or like New England style IPAs, I'd imagine Citra and Galaxy are probably in their top 5, definitely top 10 as far as hops go. I know for me, certainly that way. Probably like Galaxy more than Citra, but I don't know. Anyway, this has a black tab on it, which means this was brewed at the Brooklyn location. So let's get a pour here. It has that light milky kind of look to it that some of the other halves and some of just New England styles in general have. Sometimes they have more of a honey orange color. Sometimes they look like this, like a milky, it's like this is like a milky orange juice, you know? Like an orange Julius or something. It's probably going to be darker on camera, but in camera it has this dulled out milky yellow look to it, about a 2-finger of this off-white, super creamy looking head, very compact bubbles, looks fantastic. Like, yeah. What more do you want? Let's get a nose. Okay, I was going to say it's a little muted the first time I went in there. Whew, that actually smells like a lot of sweet tropical and stone fruits. Oh, it smells so good. Tons of sweet pineapple, probably come from the Galaxy. Then there's peach, there's mango, there's papaya, there's sweet, like fleshy, kind of over-ripened type of fruit aroma here. A little bit of like a honeydew melon, sweeter melon. Maybe even like a kind of like a pear too. I don't really get pear too often, but getting it right now. There's underlying citrus tones like sweeter ruby red grapefruit, sweet orange, but those are kind of lost. Not really like a lot of your earthiness or your dankness or herbaceousness here in the nose. This is all of this, like if you like juicy double IPAs, this nose would probably be amazing to you because there's just a lot of fruit juice qualities to the nose. You know, there's a lot of stone fruit, a lot of tropical fruit, and then a little bit of underlying citrus fruit, but it's all of the sweeter variety, like the juice as opposed to the peel, the pith, the rind, anything like that. This is all the flesh of the actual fruits. Oh, it smells so fucking good though, honestly. Yeah, it smells like fruit juice. So if you're somebody, well, let me taste it first, and then we'll go into that. Anyway, thanks again, Dan, for this one. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Oh, man. It's a really nice beer. And it's a really, really tasty beer. Body in this one a little bit thicker than I anticipated. This is like higher side of medium. Higher side of medium, lower side of full. This is actually a big mouth or a big body. I did not really anticipate that because so many of these 8.5% double IPAs, no matter where I get them from, typically higher side of medium bodies, like usually where they land. This one though, low full, has a nice heft behind it, substantial body. The mouthfeel, this is where it shines. This is where Other Half shines a lot of the time. It's fucking velvety smooth, soft. There's a creaminess here. It's just a fucking fantastic mouthfeel. Body and mouthfeel, dynamite. Taste, it's the nose, but the nose is only the first half of the palate, while there's more of like that earthy, more of like an herbaceous type of hop bitterness on the back of the palate. So right up front, it's a fruit bowl of sweet pineapple, sweet peach, mango, papaya, honeydew, things of that nature. You could probably say any of those fruits and be right, at least from what I'm tasting. Underlying little bit of like that orange type of character more than anything else from the citrus side of things. Middle of the palate to maybe 2/3 of the way through the palate, There's a bitterness that creeps up. It's this earthy, almost resinous type of like, I'd say herbal quality to it. It's not really like dank. It just has more like an earthy kind of resinous tone to it. This finishes slightly dry with like a moderate bitterness. This is actually a little bit more bitter than I anticipated. On the nose, what I was saying is, oh, if you love juicy double IPAs, like this is in your wheelhouse. I'm gonna rein that in a little bit, pull back a little bit. I think if you do like juicy IPAs, you'll still like this one, but you have to have an appreciation for that like dank resin, earthy type of quality, and the fact that this is approaching like a moderate bitterness. Very easy to drink, 8.5%. You really can't tell as far as the alcohol is concerned. The fact that this has a bigger body, I would know for sure that this is definitely a double IPA at the very least. But outside of that, like this is really well made, really good. I think the nose was setting me up for something that was going to be just outstanding and like world class. Doesn't quite approach that level for me, but it's very well done. And I do like the fact that it does have a balance to it. Maybe if the nose would have carried over, it would have been too sweet. That's the thing. There's a lot of sweetness in the beer, but it's broken up by that moderate bitterness on the back of the palate. So I think from a drinkability standpoint, this has a little bit more of that drinkable aspect as far as like a balance goes. I don't think you're going to drink a can of this and be done with the can because it's too sickly sweet. You might be done because it's a little bit more too intense on your palate, maybe too much of a palate crusher, but it's really good. So the double dry hop Citra plus Galaxy from Other Half, low 4.5 out of 5, low 4.4 out of 5. It's a fucking another stellar beer from Other Half. Most of the ones that Dan gave to me are awesome. And yeah, it's just Other Half is quality. The thing is I see a lot of people saying, I don't say necessarily negative stuff because what they're saying could be true, but now that Other Half has 3 locations, I think they're going to open up a Philadelphia location by the end of this year, early next. The fact that they have 3 different breweries and now they get bigger distro and they're brewing a lot more beer, you're going to see, maybe the quality dip a little bit. You saw it at the East Bloomfield location. There was a while there where a lot of the stuff they brewed there, people weren't enjoying as much as the Brooklyn location, but they kind of have dialed it in since then. I think when I see a lot of people, whether you're out west in California or down in Florida or wherever you're seeing these, because you're seeing these all over, I think a lot of people maybe aren't necessarily getting top tier Other Half stuff. And maybe they're not getting it super fresh. Maybe it's not being handled correctly. I don't know. But the stuff that I'm still drinking from Other Half is still fucking delicious. Then again, I have a brewery from them that's within 90 minutes of my location. So a lot of the stuff I get is fresh. And I know it's been kept cold the entire time and really no issues with that. So the reason I mentioned that is because, like I said, I've seen some people not really digging on their stuff and not understanding where the hype came from. But that happens too with bigger breweries. There are breweries that become bigger breweries. Like, a lot of people, since you can't trade for them and monetary value on the secondary market goes out the window, a lot of people get upset about that. So they just start disliking their stuff. I get it. At the end of the day, though, the stuff that I've been drinking lately, still fucking delicious. So, like I said, 4.4 out of 5. Value and I'm getting hammered. I drank a couple beers today, so feeling good. Value and availability. I usually say price point availability, but whatever. $20 4-pack. Kind of the going rate. Fine. Availability, like we talked about, they're all over the place. Now, Other Half gets distro all over. If you see this one in your neck of the woods and it's relatively fresh, give it a go. It's a great beer. Not much more to say about it, and I appreciate Dan giving this one to me, and I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here in the Beer Patrol. To the next one, cheers.